Alright guys, I'm just going to take you through the washing process for washing locks. And here I'm putting a little bit of, a little bit more than that, a little bit of power scour. It looks like I'm only using one sink because the other one's not holding water. So I'm just going to fill this up with really hot water, tap water, and I'm going to add some boiling water. And I'm keeping the lock structure, so I've got them in these bags. And try to keep the structure because I want to spin these over my finger from the fold. Minimal prep, so we'll see what happens. So here's the pan of water that is boiling. See the steam coming off of it, it's ready. I'm just going to take this basket and set it down in here, and I'm going to take this basket, but I'm going to remove the wool. I'm just going to gently press this down. And this basket, the top basket, is just going to sit there and just keep the wool from floating at the very top. And we'll give it 10 minutes here at the microwave. And then we'll change the water. And here I have the first batches. I rolled them up and squeezed out the excess water and put them in my spin dryer. And I will finish this up, or spin them all once I get the bags all done. And over here we have the locks that have been picked out and organized, and they are ready to be washed. They are really long locks and with gorgeous crimp. Look at that. It's merino and it's very heavy on the lanolin, so we'll see if my new method of washing works. Okay, so the timer rang and we're back at the sink. So there's some things around here. So now what I want to do is pick up the basket. This is very hot water. I'm gonna let that drain a bit. Look how filthy that water is. Can you all see that? It's like really disgusting. Alright, sink is empty and clean. We're gonna put the same amount of power scour for our second wash. And there's the fleece just sitting there. Okay, let's put the fleece back in our new batch of soapy water. And use our other basket to just kind of gently push it down here. There we go. Now that's just going to keep it down in the water again. And then we'll be back in about 10 minutes to change out the water. And already you can see that the water is a whole lot cleaner. Alright, so first rinse. It's hot. Pure tap water, no boiling water in this. Again, I'm going to let this drain completely, rinse out the sink really good, and fill it back up with mostly hot tap water. It might be all tap water, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back. Alright. The water's been really clear, so I think we did a good job on the washing part. And this is my last batch for the day. This is batch number 3. Before I forget, let's go set that timer again. Okay, 10 minutes. And that's just because you don't want the lanolin to re-adhere to the fibers after it's come loose. Alright, so we're back. And I don't remember now if this is the first or the second rinse. It's time to take it out and drain the water out. And then we got to do one more and we'll be done. See, that water's all clean. Just trying to get the last of the soap out at this point. So it does take 3 rinses to get all the power scour out of the fleece. And this is really, really thin. I haven't put a whole lot of fleece in this bag. And it's still got some dirty tips and things. But once it's dry, that'll come right out when I flick the ends. So here we are with our very last rinse, and it's going to be a kind of a lukewarm, not quite hot. Let's get this. I do not like this thing. There we go. That's too hot. There we go. Alrighty. Alright, I already set the timer so I wouldn't forget, and the sink's got plenty of water in it. It's as deep as my fingers are long, which is plenty for this tiny bit of fleece. Set that back in there. And this time I'm not going to leave the basket on top of it because it's pretty waterlogged, and it's looking pretty clean from what I can see. Keep moving the phone out of my way so I can see what my hand is doing, and then you guys can't see. I've heard with merino, especially superfine merino, that if you look at it cross-eyed, it'll felt, or if you sneeze on it, it'll felt. But I don't think it'll felt any worse than any other fine fleece. I am being a little extra careful because I want the locks to maintain their structure. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll be adding this when the timer rings. We'll come back and I will squeeze out the water and add this to the spin dryer and let you guys watch that part. So we are back for the final reveal, and the water is lukewarm. Run that water out, just get it out of the way. And so I can do this with one hand. Fold this up, roll it, and then squeeze. And then we're going to set up the spin dryer draining bucket and put this in here. And I do have a little bit of space here. And then here's the cord. Please don't mind the dirty dishes. I'm just going to plug this in. Close it up and it turns on. I've discovered that running fleece through the spin dryer takes a minute and a half at the most to get the majority of the water out. It's very, very quick. For a sweater, a full-size sweater, it can take up to 3 minutes. So it all depends on how much you put in here and how dense it is, I guess, for how long it takes. So I'm just going to let this finish up and then I'll show you where I'm going to lay it out to dry. Alright, we are in the drying area. This is my rack. I just put deer net over my rack, a couple of layers thick, and holding it in place with clothespins. And it just goes like this. So this side you can't get to from here. The deer netting's in the front, but you can get to it from the side. So this is my weird setup. Now I suppose I could just keep these in there and let them dry like this, but I think I want to take them out of the bag, so let's see if I can do this. I'll hang it off my finger here. I'm holding the camera, so in my hand, it's really, really hard to do this. Ooh, that came out really clean. Feels good, it feels silky. The crimp doesn't look the same at all. I might just leave this in here. Well, look at that. Let me go get a piece of the unwashed fleece and compare it. Dirty bit of fleece and the very clean fleece. I love the difference, but see here, there's so much amazing crimp, and then when it's washed, it's like half of that disappears, but I don't think it'll be a problem. I just love the crimp here. It's amazing. I have got to spin some of this in the grease and see what happens. All right, so I'm just going to piddle with this a little bit, and then I'll show you what I did, and I'll be back. All right, so here they are all ready to dry. In the larger bags, I put 3 layers of locks. Tip ends all going the same direction. And that fit pretty well. I did a fairly thin layer to get as much of the dirt out as possible. You can see that I didn't do a perfect job, but I'm more into getting the lanolin out than the dirt. The dirt doesn't bother me that much. I may just be weird. I just don't want dirt. I mean, I don't want the fleece sticky with lanolin. So, and it's so incredibly white. Like the camera's trying to blow it out. And it's really soft. It's almost completely dry too. That spin dryer does a good job. And then down here we have the, I'm trying to put the camera behind the fence here. We have the smaller bag that had less fleece in it, and I didn't do as neat a job getting all that out, so, but that's okay. I'll just kind of play with it a little. It is really, really soft, guys. This is going to be a lovely tea spin.